Hi, I wanted to give you some feedback on your Excel Chapter 2 Pause and Practice. First of all, let me start by saying awesome job. Um, Overwhelmingly, the assignment is done correctly. I found a couple small errors, nothing really significant, and they all exist on this Cass Lake tab. If you go to the other tabs, these are all perfect. Okay, the PLR camp, that's good. Canoes is good. It is back on Cass Lake. So the first thing when I look at this, I recognize that there's some inconsistency in formatting, right? So look, this up here has no decimals, but this down here, this part does, but the total doesn't. I really feel like you missed a step reducing these items, right? So if we had selected this and just reduced it, and then these are just commas. Oops, commas and no, right? So that's one thing, is just kind of watch and make sure that your formatting is consistent. And then the thing that caught my eye here was these should not all be yes. But then when I looked at your formula, the formula is correct. So when that happens, you have to look at the underlying. And so, okay, is B11 less than or equal to K15? Which it is. So that this formula works. But what is wrong is over here. This is supposed to be the average monthly revenue. But look at what the function is that you have here. First of all, you have, so this one just says sum of K14. That is incorrect. First of all, the function that you're supposed to use is average. And then you're supposed to select the months here. So it would be a range. So let's redo this one. So if I come up here to auto sum, so I'm where the answer is going to be. But instead of actually clicking on the auto sum, I'm going to use the arrowhead to the right and I'm going to pick average. Now Excel's going to try and figure out what I'm doing, which this is wrong. I need to come over and click and drag across April through September's total revenue. Do not include this total. Notice it comes up and says monthly rev, which is exactly right. I'm going to do a check mark. Now that is the correct number. It is the average of the total revenue for these 6 months. Notice the revenue below. So this one, 7339, it is below. But if we come over here to July, 9,333 is not below, so it would be a no. So now this works and is correct. So I guess one of the points that I want to make sure you understand is sometimes you're getting an incorrect result, but it's not because this is incorrect, what you're doing, but rather what feeds it. Okay, so you just kind of have to backtrack. It's a little, I don't know, like an investigation. So the other thing that isn't correct here is this one. So you used the count function. And so in your book and in the movies, I make sure to, there's really several count functions. So I'm just going to put them in here. These are not the functions. These are just, I'm sorry, I'm not actually doing a function. I'm just putting them out here so we can talk about them. So these are the 3 functions that are used. Count counts numbers only. Okay, so this would only counts values. So you would only use the count function when the data that you're trying to count, 1, 2, 3, 4, is numeric in its value. Count A stands for count all. It doesn't care. It counts everything, not blank. So we could have a letter, a character, a number, doesn't matter. As long as there's something in a cell, it gets counted. And then the count blank does the opposite. It counts everything that has no entry. So it only counts the blanks. So if we were to change this one, so you have the right range here. What you don't have is the right function. So this should be count A, because I'm counting everything. Because look, April, May, June, those are not numbers. Those aren't, it's not going to count. It says there's no numbers in that range, and there isn't, so you got a 0. So I'm going to do that, and look, we got a 6, which is right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so those were the two errors that I found. One was in this average, and one was in the number of months using the incorrect count. All right, let me know if you have a question. All right, thank you. But really, overall, this was a difficult assignment, and you did really well. All right, thank you.